Previously on Legacy of Ash.
So, what's your story, Captain?
Well, I used to run with some mercenaries, and they taught me everything I know.
Look, you're gonna be alright. But if you should die, is there someone we should contact?
I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. Why would you say that?
So, where do I place bets?
Exterior shot, we're at the marshland, this racetrack. It's midday, and there's a bunch of Swoop racers out there, some Swoop gangs. Our party has showed up, our heroes have arrived. They've kind of fine-tuned the speeder bike, getting ready for quite the flashy race. The initial stretch is just this kind of like long straightaway. So we will cut to the race here in a moment. We've got just a little bit of stuff to set up real quick. But first of all, like, you're over there placing bets. Chev is standing next to you, and he's, I'm feeling real confident about today. This isn't the first time I've ran Dragon's Bane.
Yeah?
Yes.
So you think you can win?
Oh, Chev doesn't race to win. Chev races to embarrass everyone else.
Alright, you're the one I'm putting all my money on.
Yes. There's this kind of just dirty, ugly kind of Corellian. This dirty, ugly Corellian. He's like, how much are you betting?
100 credits.
100 credits. And so you give him your credits. He writes you a race slip. Or I guess this is far too official for a Swoop Gang race. So he kind of writes down on a slip of paper and hands it to you. You have made 100 credit bet on Chev. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm gonna go place a bet as well.
Okay. On Chev.
Nope.
Okay. So you roll up and you kind of catch the tail transaction of her betting 100 credits on Chev.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna bet 110 credits on Remy Novus.
Okay. 110 credits on Remy Novus. Done. Okay.
It's everything I have, because it's not gonna make a difference.
It's everything you have plus everything Anders has, if memory serves correct.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, no, place your bets. No other calls.
I don't have any money.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
They'd laugh at a 5-credit bet.
So as you're finished placing your bet, this young kind of gorgeous woman approaches you. She's definitely Corellian, and her name. She introduces herself. Says, "Hello, my name is Sunny. Are you the poor schlub who's racing for Dago today?"
I mean, I don't know what you're calling a poor schlub, but I am racing for Dago.
Have you ever sat on a speeder bike? You look as green as this Rhodian over here.
Look, sweetheart, I know how to handle my bikes, okay?
Yes, well, we'll see. This racetrack is far dangerous.
Then you should be careful.
Who do you think cut this course? I've been racing since before you were born.
How old are you?
How old are you? You look like you're 12.
22.
Yes, well, not cut from true Corellian stock, I'd reckon. What are you, Kuwati?
No, Corellian born and raised.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. So, Dago told you how much he's in, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, and this is just covering his back payments.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, why don't we make it a little interesting? He owes a lot of credits. He's not very good with money, but you probably know that being his friend. How about... I'm willing to put his entire debt on the line. Do you have anything in exchange that you'd like to gamble?
Well, I mean, I just put all my credits on at the betting house.
She kind of looks over at this voucher. She goes, "Oh, all 110? You know, if Dago's debt wasn't increasing with him buying in, that 110 credits couldn't even buy you a look at this race."
Alright. I'll give you a droid. If I lose, you get our droid.
Where is this droid?
He's like over,
Am I still standing by then?
You tell me.
He's trying to get like a balloon.
Remy!
So is this Vox? He's trying to get a balloon from a vendor? Why is there a balloon vendor at the street?
Why did we bring Vox to the races?
Remy!
This is all happening, yes.
Why are you betting Fox?
He gets one balloon. He traded some, no, because he doesn't have the sex toy, he doesn't have the panties, so he traded something that he had traded Var for a balloon.
Trust me, that droid over there,
Remy,
he might look...
shut up!
He might look beaten up, but he's worth more money than you could even imagine.
Fox punches him.
Fox isn't around.
No, Var punches him, but she has a brawn of 1, so she hurts herself.
Yeah. Who is this?
Who are you?
Girl, you're not from around here. I guess Hut Space, is that right?
What's it to you?
Former dancer, perhaps?
What's it to you?
You look like trash. Yeah. Look,
look 10
I'm talking
times
to you,
better than
okay?
you.
Control your friend, okay? She looks like a mess. What is she doing here? Are you here to race too?
No.
Hey,
I'm
Sonny.
not. I'm here to make sure that you don't.
Take it easy. This is between us, alright?
Yes, well, excuse your friend here. Oh, are you two together?
No.
No.
Oh, good. I'd hate to have to
It's a little
console her.
sad inside.
I'd hate to have to console her after you hit against the razor grass or die on the drop.
And with that, Var walks over to Vox.
She tries to pick him up and walk him away, but he's way too heavy. Yeah.
I just take his balloon and make him follow me. Because he's following
There's
the
no
balloon.
way that droid is worth Dago's debt. Dago's in 30,000.
Look, as a Corellian, my word is my honor. I promise you that droid is worth more than you can imagine.
All right.
I'm sure you understand.
If you win, Dago's debt is forgiven. But if I win, that droid is mine.
Understood.
And she kind of gestures over to this kind of group of people, and she nods, and one of the guys comes over and she goes, let me introduce you to my lieutenant. His name is Grinder, and he's this like big dude with this like hydro spanner. He's short, bald, heavily muscled brute. Has the look of like one of the meanest guys on Corellia.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want, boss? See that droid over there? Yeah. If I win the race, the droid is mine. Sure thing, boss. I'll have the guys watch the droid while we're racing. Go. Well, pleasure doing business. What did you say your name was?
Remy.
Is that how do you spell it? I want to make sure so we can engrave it on the drop where you fall or crash or turn into a red mess.
Don't worry about it. You won't be needing to spell it.
Okay.
With that, I just kind of turn around and walk off.
Okay. Scene. Cool. So
Sorry,
you guys
guys.
look over and you see Var just like holding Vox, like he's going somewhere, like saying goodbye to him or something.
Just go back to cleaning my tools.
Those two
Those
are
two.
weird. Yes. No.
It is getting a little creepy
Yeah.
between
No.
them.
At this point, Anders turns. She goes, "Can I ask you a question?
Oh my
What's
god.
What's with Vox and Twi'leks?"
You know, he's just like cross-wired or something. I got into that head once to try and figure out what was going on, and it was a mess.
He seems very complex. Have you guys thought about wiping his memory?
I think somebody gave him a few too many concussive recalibrations when he was younger. I don't know about wiping him. You'd have to talk to the captain about that.
Oh, that's not my... I don't want to talk to the captain about that. Did you see her naked on the ship earlier?
Yeah. I hope that's not a regular thing. It makes the working relationship kind of awkward.
I mean, I've never had a boss that walked around naked. I don't really know how to feel about it.
I have, but
But he was a hut.
it was a different time.
He was a slave of sorts.
I was the nudist on.
It was a different time, man.
Well, yes, Corellia was very conservative compared to Corellia. Or sorry, Alderaan was very conservative compared to Corellia. So,
You're gonna see a lot of different things out in the great big galaxy.
just one of the reasons why I wanted to join you guys in this adventure. Scene. Okay. We cut to everybody kind of on their speeder bikes. There are we'll say there's 5 racers all lined up at the starting line, right? And there's a pretty good stretch of land before we get into like the proper race. Is there anything you guys wanted to do real quick before the race started, as characters or anything?
At some point, I'm gonna want to tell them they keep it box.
Okay, we'll do that during the race, right? When Remy's way too busy.
It definitely looks like he's not gonna win.
Okay, so there's like we'll say that there's like a drone or something that's kind of shooting video of the whole thing, so you guys can watch along on your data pad. Yeah, exactly. So, or maybe even like a hover speed. The audio of the race is terrible, right? But yeah, there's a droid that just flies over the track and races with the racers to kind of give you guys a video feed. So you guys all plug in your data pads into the frequency. You're able to kind of keep up on this, and I think we're going to go ahead and start the race. Right? Okay. Just for purposes, like I said, there's 5 racers, so you're obviously going to be Remy. I'm going to have you play your buddy Chev, and then I'm going to play Sunny, and then we're going to have you guys just be 2 NPC racers that we haven't met before.
Really quick, Chev crosswires his speeder bike.
What do you mean crosswires?
Blows it up.
Oh.
That's what Chev would do. I'm Chev.
Oh, okay.
Can you take out Sunny with you?
Please?
I feel like that would make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Just start on the other side of the lineup, and he's at the other end. Just
perfect. All right, so I'm going to have you guys. I'm going to have you be a racer with a different gang. You're going to be a racer with the Black Seraphs. They're a swoop bike gang in this area. And then I'm going to have you be a racer with. We'll call them the Sons of Corellia. And they'll be kind of like a good old boys, Corellia only, no aliens kind of stuff.
All
they have
right.
like back of the neck tattoos.
Yeah.
In certain
So just
geometric shapes.
oh no! Yeah, this old ancient Corellian flag.
It's an old alphabet.
Yeah, it's really weird. Okay.
Oh, God.
So just go ahead and briefly make up characters or names for your characters. We'll come back to you guys when you guys have names in a second. Cool. So it's like Sunny, Remy, Chev, the 2 no names or 2 soon to be names, and we're just about to start the race. So let's take a look here. Okay. So the first stretch, the starting leg of the Dragon Bane is the long run. It is a clear, smooth straightaway over close cropped marsh grass. Right. So it's just a simple straightaway to kind of get speed going up before you guys hit. This next section, which you kind of heard a rundown briefly. The next section is called Pillars of the Sky. Okay? Alright, so what do you guys got for names? First, we'll start with you.
I'm Rika Servo.
Rika Servo, perfect.
And I am Chad Zappo.
Chad Zappo, okay. I'm not going to write those down, I'm just going to cue you guys to tell me what they are because they're fun to say. Cool. Right, so first things first, we are going to... we'll just get to the race. There's... Oh, my favorite part. Bango shows up. Bango shows up, and he has one of those... he has like a megaphone. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, crap.
He stops, and
Var
he sees
starts
everybody,
immediately
and
hiding.
he gets mad, and then everybody's like staring at him. He's like, I'd like to... Yeah. So he's like, I'd like, on behalf of Bango's Bites... to celebrate this here illegal swoop race. As you might know, Bango's Bites is a catering company in Coronet City, so whenever you need your events catered, think Bango's Bites. There's a potato bar off to the side for anyone not racing. Anyways, on your mark, get set, begin. And then we're all going to roll piloting checks, and the difficulty is 1. So whoever has the best will end up kind of in first place.
Bruto is getting a very loaded potato. Chad likes to punch it. He's always quick right out of the gate.
Right. So during the long run, we end up with Chev in first place. And we'll do triumphs and all this other stuff. I'm going to use the triumph to break the tie between you guys. Normally I would let the PC take it, but a triumph is going to take first.
Fair enough.
You're next with 3, right? What do you guys got for
I
successes?
just have 1 success.
1 success.
Okay. Names once again?
Rika Servo.
Rika,
Chad Zappo.
Chad. All right, and then Sunny. Perfect. Okay, so we will be able to use. Does anyone have threat?
Yes.
Okay.
That's system strain, isn't it?
Generally, yes. Sometimes it'll reflect on like.
Because he punched it really quick to
He
get
did.
ahead.
He really his speeder bike is winning already. Yeah. So we'll put that on the system strain for sure. Everybody else has advantage or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have 2 advantage?
I have 1.
1. Okay. Because 2 advantage, I would give you a boost on your next check. What would you like to do with your 1 advantage?
Really cool.
She's a crowd pleaser.
Right.
The Sons of Corellia.
You get
She
all the
yells
cheers.
she yells a specious slur at Chev, who gets, and she feels pretty good about
She
it.
wanted to get away so quick. They're coming for
They're
me!
going to kill me.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So you yell a racial obscenity, and you feel pretty good about it. Perfect.
I have 3.
You have 3 advantage. Okay, so 1 will be a boost for sure on your next check. And what would you like to do with your second advantage? Actually, I'll have advantage break ties. So
We both
Like
have
boosts and ties. I mean, there's not a whole lot.
yeah, so we'll say that because you each have 1, we'll just cancel each other out, and you guys will be neck and neck.
Okay.
Yeah, tied for a third. Okay.
All right.
All right. So cool. So there's not much difference. And what do you have for extra stuff?
I just have
You
3
just had straight 3
success.
successes. Okay. Oh, she has 4 advantage. So yeah, she's gonna gain.
2 boosts.
Well,
So she's in like the position she wants to be in going into
Yeah.
this, probably like drifting.
okay. So she's
riding an air
definitely
drift
she's
or
definitely
something behind
drafting. Yep, I think it's drafting,
Draft,
right?
yeah.
I don't watch racing.
It's drafting.
Okay, so she's drafting, and she's going to use her 2 advantage to basically taunt Remy to give him a setback on his next check.
Taunt him.
Well, she's like racing up behind him. He can see her in the like side view mirrors or whatever. Like he definitely feels her presence right behind him. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to enter the
like
next
grilling for
section.
earlier.
So that'll just be the start, okay? We're going to actually hit the long run racing, okay? So everybody ramps up to speed 2, so we're going to increase the difficulty to 2. And now everybody, if you want to overtake the leader, you have to add a setback to your pool. So right now Chev
But if
has...
you are the leader,
Then Chev does not have the setback.
and I have a setback from her already.
Correct.
Okay. So
And I get another boost. Do you guys have an extra
Yeah.
boost? Okay. Thank you.
I do get to use shortcut now, though, right?
Yes.
And I have skill jockey, which will let me remove 1 black. I'm not going to try and overtake right now.
Okay.
I want to just kind of stay
Just kind
in
of hold
position and
Okay.
Because you're in
follow
second, right?
someone through a little. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Have to
On an
wait for 2.
unfamiliar horse.
So, what? How many successes do you have?
Chad has 4 successes with 3 threats.
Chev is killing it. What is his stats? Just. Oh, that's right. We gave him
Agility,
2 yellows. Yeah.
two
he's-
ranks.
Once we
he's
start
not-
getting faster, though, his bike's not going to handle it.
It's
Okay.
it's because Bruto didn't install the upgrades quite right.
All right. So
Damn
Chev
it,
is
Bruto.
killing it. He definitely
Or
has
Fang.
top speed. And then Sunny has 2 successes, a triumph, and 2 advantage. So Sunny's definitely going to pull into second. Okay. What else does everybody else have?
I have 3 success and 1 advantage.
So, were there any psychological effects from Bruto's triumph? 'Cause it was gonna put them-
yeah.
I just remembered.
Yeah. So what we'll do is, what do you think is fair? Like, what makes sense
I would think just a setback.
for everybody?
Yeah.
For how long?
I would have said just on the straightaway,
Okay.
but we've already done 2 of the straightaways, so maybe.
Well, the first one
straightaway-
was just kind of off the line, right? So we
So-
can roll a setback right now and
Oh,
add
okay.
it to the thing.
Maybe just do that real quick.
Okay. All right. So Sunny, and then Rika, and then
Chad.
how many successes do you have?
1.
And how many do you have?
I had 1 fill with 6 advantage.
Okay. So then Chad and Remy goes from second to last.
Wasn't much
Okay.
of a shortcut.
So here's the deal. With we're gonna start narratively telling this race. Okay, we're on the long run. It's very straightforward. It's just close crop marsh grass. There's a little bit of rocks, stuff like that. You're kind of zipping along. You're getting ready to hit the Pillars of the Sky, which is a pretty dangerous stretch. It's a deep, muddy, brackish swamp with bone-colored dead trees emerging from the ground looking like fingers of the dead. So this is like an old forest that's like burned out husks. And so it's just like fingers coming, like these bone-colored fingers coming out of the marshland. So it's going to be starting to zip in a little bit like crazy. So we're racing on the straightaway. We're starting to pull away from each other a little bit. We're all going the same speed. So Shev is in first, but he just had successes, right?
He had 3 disadvantage.
He had 3 threat? Okay.
3 threat.
So let's definitely...
We'll do a setback for 1.
Okay.
Because he's starting to get shaken loose a little bit.
Okay.
He's going a little fast. I'm not sure what to do with the other one.
Let's go ahead and add a second strain. Sunny is next, and so Sunny has a Triumph and 2 advantage. So she is going to use her Triumph to basically bump Shev the rear of him so he kind of throws off kilter.
Hey.
And that'll prevent him from ramping up to 3, so he'll be stuck in 2.
Corellian bitch.
So he's going to be stuck in 2 speed for the next stretch, okay?
Okay.
Just kind of throwing him off, and he's going to fall behind a little bit. She's going to use her advantage to gain a boost on her next run. Okay, cool. That's me. Rika.
Rika has 1 advantage.
Okay, so
Success
you
and
will pull officially into 3rd.
Probably system strain there.
Remy, you had a failure.
I did.
Okay, and with what secondary stuff, if anything?
I had 6 advantage,
Holy smokes.
which is a lot.
So how about if Remy, now that he's in the back, he can see an advantageous path, so he can upgrade his next piloting check to try and overtake.
With 6 advantage, you want him, so he upgrades a green to a yellow?
With 6 advantage, that's a lot rather
Yeah.
than adding 3 boosts.
Yeah, well, and like, I think the rules state you can never take
Yeah.
the same thing twice, so you wouldn't be able to add boosts anyways. So yeah, we'll say that
Linked weapons?
I will, if you want to upgrade a green to a yellow, it'll cost you 5 advantage.
Okay.
With your failure, though, you will definitely have to drop your speed.
What?
Yeah, with a failure in a piloting check, you have to drop your speed to avoid a collision.
Okay. So does that mean I stay at 2, or do I...
You're going to drop to 1, and then your next speed will be 2.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you and Chev will be racing at speed 2 in the next section. As you guys are watching down on your data pads, you see, Remy, you see...
Sunny, cut me off.
Cuts him off and bumps Chev in the back. And so she's causing a lot of chaos already. She's dirty racing in the first stretch of the race.
Bruto's clapping.
Which is why both of us, had to slow down.
Yeah, exactly.
This girl!
Yeah. This Chev. All right, so you guys are looking down at your stuff, and you're standing next to the captain.
Captain, we're in trouble.
What's wrong, Var?
Remy's gonna lose.
Probably.
He bet Vox to that bitch.
He what?
He bet Vox. If he loses, those guys are gonna take him.
Who are now, standing very close to Vox.
These guys. I still have my arm around Vox.
He's a good boy.
They're gonna take him.
Remy's got this. We don't have to worry.
Do you see what place he's in?
Are you here, or are you at the
Roll a
potato bar?
deception check. I haven't gotten to the potato bar because it's the opening stretch. They're still here.
By the way,
Okay,
you
yeah.
have no money.
Potato bar is free.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
sponsored.
It's sponsored by Bango's Bites.
I'd like to roll a deception check to try and make them feel more comfortable.
Deal. You have a boost from your amazing mechanics display earlier.
How many boosts left?
I know.
I'm using all of them.
Deception. What's my difficulty?
I think it's against. You're trying to calm down Var, so it's against her discipline.
And discipline's out of
Will.
Will.
Power.
Mine's a 3. Mine's
So
a
just
2.
2 purples.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna have you add a setback on there because she just told you guys that you'll lose Vox, and so she's really mad, and she doesn't think this is going well.
By the way, I've completely forgiven Vox now. We're good.
A lack of success with 1 advantage.
Okay. So what would you like to use your 1 advantage on? You fail to convince her that everything's going to be all right.
I would like to read the situation such that now feels like a good time to kind of go to the potato bar.
Deal. All right. So, go continue. Sorry.
Captain, what are we gonna do?
I'm still standing there in my frilly shirt and my cargo pants, and I'm just like, you know, like, ball up my fist. I'm like, they're gonna have to get through me first. I don't.
And oddly enough, you're one of the better dressed people at the race. Like, that's the worst part. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Captain, like, you're tougher than me, but there's like 5 of them.
You don't have to worry. Should I roll a deception check to see?
Are you deceiving yourself? Because this
I
is not
was
so
saying
Roll
good.
it against my own willpower.
No, I would say that because of his failure of the same skill check, then it would not.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I see, essentially, you fail, and she says, "Everybody's trying to lie to me." And then she freaks the fuck out, and then we're all fucked.
Then the alligator tears stuff.
Yeah, her and Vox just get on the ship and leave Corellian at that point. We're gonna start our own band.
But we took an Uber here. It's a long walk.
All right, cool. We're gonna cut back to the race then. Okay, so you're looking down at your data pads. The kind of camera transitions into the data pad. A kind of high, wide shot with the little buzz droid swooping in. So it cuts back down to the racers. You guys enter the Pillars of the Sky. These like bone-colored trees are just zipping by. You know. Right. So we are going to make a skill check, piloting planetary, and in the pillars, everything, every piloting check suffers 2 setback.
Okay.
So we're all going to roll, and then.
You gotta do yours first.
Are we all still at speed 2, or did that last one get us
Nope.
up to speed 3?
The 3 of us will be speed 3.
So 3.
Remy and yep. So it'll be 3 difficulty.
And 1 extra setback if you're trying to overtake, right?
No, actually, that was just in the long run.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Right now, it's just 2 setbacks
What
to
do you
everything. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna narratively describe what happens in the Pillars of the Sky. Sunny kind of zips past you two. You guys were kind of racing neck and neck. Sunny just pulls back on the throttle. Her swoop just really whinnies, and she starts to push forward, just cutting dangerously through these trees. But you can tell that her swoop bike is zipping really close to some of these burned out trees. And then we have next is Chad.
And Chad comes up and passes Rika. Just kind of barely missing some trees there. Big cloud of smoke comes from his speeder. Hits her in the face.
Okay. And then Rika's next. Gets this big kind of exhaust.
Yeah, Rika gets cut off by Chad, and she's trying to maintain speed, but to not run into any of the trees, she has to dial back a little bit. But she stays in the same, she's still in 3rd.
Deal. Okay. And then next we have Chev.
Shav has he sees a nice opening, and he goes around the 2 kind of in front of each other, such that he can have kind of a straightaway towards the leader.
Perfect. And we're about to hit a new section, so he kind of sees this clearing. It's off
And
to the
his
side.
bike is making very bad noises.
He doesn't understand that if you just hold the throttle back the whole time, you win the race.
He needs to shift, but doesn't understand the
It's
concept.
just redlining the whole time. Okay. And then in last for the second round.
So Remy isn't super comfortable on a speeder bike.
Okay.
The difference between a speeder and a starfighter is there's a windshield in a starfighter,
Exactly. Remy doesn't have glasses.
So he's having a hard time just cutting loose and going. But he's starting to get a feel for the handling of the bike, and
Cool. So he's kind of getting ready to make his big move. Right as we approach the razor blades.
oh, wonderful.
Once past the harrowing Pillars of the Sky, the racers enter a broad open stretch of marshland called the Razor Blades. They're tall, crystalline marsh grasses that grow in this large clearing, growing to a height of 4 meters or more. So you guys have to kick on your repulsor lifts to kind of bounce up even higher, because these are massive fields taller than people of this razor grass, right? If anybody has a catastrophic roll here, they're likely to either get into an accident or something bad happens, right? Growing to be taller than people, this grass kind of sways back and forth with this cutting wind, and as these grass kind of things hit each other and they make this kind of like wind chime sound as they kind of collide into it, just reaffirming how dangerous this grass is. It looks just like a meadow kind of swaying, but when you hear it click, it reminds you that this is grass. This is grass that is glass. Its beauty belies a hidden danger, for each blade of grass is as sharp as a vibro blade, and anyone passing through it without proper protection, even at a gentle walk, would suffer numerous cuts and abrasions. So this is very nasty.
That's terrible. It's a terrible place to go for a stroll
just
or a
running
jog.
through like the gauntlet of vibro swords, right? Cool. So if a swoop racer crashes here into this field, it's almost certain to be cut to ribbons no matter what you're wearing. Cool. All right, so we're going to make another piloting planetary. You guys can flip. There's a lot of light side destiny points right now. It's 6 light, 3 dark. What I'll do is I will let you guys flip 1 destiny point per each racer that you want to upgrade purple strads. And then you flip over destiny point, you name whichever racer you want to, upgrade a purple to a red.
Gotcha.
But you could technically do 4 destiny points right now if you wanted to, and just make everybody add a red or whatever.
Her racer.
Deal. Okay. Is that it?
I would just like to flip one for myself to boost
Okay.
up to a
Great.
yellow.
We'll go ahead and roll and see the results, and then we'll narrate the results. At the tail end of this razor grass, Sunny definitely pulls back on the throttle even more. She's zipping in and out. She kind of has this clear... there's like mountainous terrain coming up, and she's kind of doing just a beeline for it. She's driving recklessly. She's driving full speed. Her swoop is at max speed right now. It's starting to whinny. She's really pushing this bike just to kind of get even more distance in between her and the pack. She's run this course a couple times. She's very arrogant on it, and she's definitely proving it with her racing right now. Coming in second place now is Chev.
Chev is so he throttled up here to max speed to try and catch up, and in doing so, his swoop is not doing well. It's like burning fuel very poorly, so it's starting to emit a lot of like smoky exhaust. But he's still pushing it really hard, and he actually grazed some razor glass.
Okay.
Or razor grass.
Yeah.
And he lost a couple of fingers on his right hand.
No. Don't Trandoshans only have like 3 fingers?
Yeah, so he like
right?
lost
So he
one of his
lost
fingers.
he lost a third of his hand. Yep. Perfect. Chad is directly behind the screaming Trandoshan. He kind of smirks right at this lizard getting his comeuppance.
Yeah.
And a finger flies back.
Right, it smacks face.
So what is Chad doing?
Chad, had to throttle back, trying
the
to
finger flew.
it's like distracting him. He kind of like leans a little bit on his swoop, and his leg gets all cut up, and so now he's bleeding
and pissed off.
Yeah.
Ouch. That sounds like it hurts.
A lot of debris in the field today.
Yeah. Rika unfortunately drops from 3rd to 4th for the first time in the race.
Rika was trying to keep her same steady pace going. She went a little bit faster to try to get in front of Chad, and it didn't work. And Chad got in front, was able to cut her off, and now her bike is making some interesting sounds. Not quite as bad as Chev's.
Yeah.
But
the smoke is definitely complicated.
Yeah.
I like the idea that Chad and Rika are just these idiots, just like hitting each other and playing that
For
bumper.
third place.
Yeah, for third place. These bumper bikes. I'm surprised Remy hasn't just gone around it. For some reason, he's stuck behind him, just honking. One of them's got a blinker on. This is terrible. And obviously, Remy is last.
Yeah.
What's going on with Remy?
Remy's feeling a lot better. He's went through the grass, no problems at all. He's actually, I think he's feeling pretty confident in what he's doing next time.
Gotcha. Because it usually probably takes Remy like a few.
He feels fully comfortable on the bike.
Okay,
now.
perfect. Yeah. So, and keep in mind too that because we're just doing this in round, but this is really like a couple minutes of stretch, right, for each section. So we are going to cut into this kind of mountainous terrain, and it's going to kind of funnel the racers down. But before that, like as they're kind of zipping out of the razor grass, they ease up on the repulsor lifts, drops back down. We're hitting some kind of just straight hard compact dirt. And there's this mountain pass that's going to bottleneck everything down into almost two racers side by side or even single file kind of thing. So as we're kind of approaching the mountain, we're going to cut back to everyone looking down at their data pads. Where is everybody?
Are you back from a potato yet?
These are like, so in theory, like 6-second rounds, right?
So no, well, this is a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like several minutes is what I was saying is like per section.
Yeah, so he's come back.
Okay.
Bruto's come back.
Okay. And he's come back with Bango. Bango was talking his ear off.
Hey, guys. They didn't have any Kessel Tots, but I found someone else.
Yes, well, sorry about the lack of Kessel Tots. Bango's really starting to get into the catering of illegal swoop races. He's quite the entrepreneur, as you guys might know. Yes, so, how's everything? You guys ready to settle up that tab from last night?
That was all Remy's idea. He's who you need to talk to.
He looks
What
down.
tab?
Yes, apparently Bango spent way too much at the club. And
Bango had some fun with the dancers.
Bango had a lot of fun with the dancers, but that wasn't the bar tab.
I think you need to, Remy's the one you need to talk to.
Yes, well, maybe I take it out of your ship instead.
Our ship's not here.
No, but Bango has it on good authority that he knows where your ship is. Maybe Bango has some friends looking at it right now.
Triz is just kind of like, but Bango had a good time with the ladies, right?
I felt like your friend, that skinny guy, Andrew?
Oh, it's Anders, sir.
Yes. Anders kept trying to, what's the word? Laku block me, right? Is that what they say, the Twi'leks?
Yeah, it works.
Yes. You're like offended. that's
It
disgusting.
works. I turned to him, I'm like, nobody likes Anders anyways.
Anders is very naive. He doesn't know how the world works yet. This is his first time off of his home planet.
If I did anything that offended you, I'm sorry.
Anders, let's go have a little chat.
Bring me back a potato.
Yes. Leave Bango with the ladies. We have a lot to discuss.
Tell you what, Bango. I put a bet on Chev there. And if he wins, I'll split it 50-50 with you.
Chev is a horrible swoop racer. Why would you?
He's
Bango bet he bet a lot of money on Sunny, okay?
Chev is in second place right now.
He is, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Chev is in second place, but not long ago he was in fourth place right in front of your friend. Remy's not so good at racing, is he?
What are we gonna do about Fox?
I just turned to Bango and I'm like, we could go out again tonight.
Yes, well, unless you're buying, Bango's not very interested. Fool me once, shame on Bango. Fool me twice, well, you're not gonna fool me again.
Captain's got plenty of money. She can pay for us to go out tonight.
Yes, about 140,000 credits, because I feel like that's about how much you guys owe me at this point.
We already paid you for the ship.
No, you had a Lambda that was confiscated by the Imperials. Remember, there were dead bodies on
I'm
it.
sorry you lost it.
Yeah, I didn't really lost
It
it.
was-
It was taken from me,
It was
as
already
was
yours.
the
That's-
Kobolt Krayt.
I told you that there was some damage.
You know
with
how
that
a trade
ship.
works, right? Look, I'm going to talk to you because you seem to be like the sort of business person. Like, she's cute, but I think there's not a lot going on up
I'm
there.
cute too.
You are, yes. But I'm hoping that you have more money
Bango.
than you have skills in makeup application. Look, Bango has a beauty salon. It's called Bango's Beauty, okay? And look, I can get you...
Is it here?
Isn't it Bango's boutique?
That's his flower shop.
Bango's bouquets?
I thought that was Bango's baubles.
Look, I've got a lot of fingers in a lot of enterprises, okay? Bango, he's a well-diversified portfolio. He's a very eligible bachelor, too.
Tell you what, I'll find Captain another nice dress like she wore last night. And then you
That
guys...
thing was a burlap sack. With a cut up the side. I saw her outside the club trying to put a blaster rifle in her dress.
I told you that wouldn't work.
I almost had it.
No, you didn't.
You did not almost have it.
I thought I did.
Yeah, you need like
Not
another
wrong.
foot of height to hide a blaster rifle.
I'm sure you could teach me how to hide a blaster rifle.
Bango blushes for the first time in his life. Bango blushes. I think that's scene.
And all is forgiven with Bango.
Captain has to make the bold choices.
I think that scene.
That's scene. Okay.
That has to be previously on for next time.
Write it down.
All right, we're gonna cut back to the race.
Let's make the bold choices.
Let's play hide the blaster.
Oh my god. Okay.
Alright, now let's race and die.
Yeah. So racing. Right. So the next stretch of the race, like I said before, is these mountains. They're kind of cutting in. Sunny's coming in full speed at this kind of jagged rock that's like getting narrow and narrow as the race progresses. It's going to be this kind of like cutting canyon kind of style section of the race and stuff like that. For this section, navigating the pinch, which is what this section is called, is 3 setback due to extremely dangerous terrain.
Chad doesn't feel very good about this.
All right, so first of all, are you going to use any destiny points?
Can I use a point to give her a separate?
Then I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay, so 2 more points flip. You guys are going to grind in against each other's speeders, swoop bikes, and yeah, so we'll
that
upgrade
just
those
replaces
two.
a purple to a...
It's going to upgrade a
Yeah.
purple to a red.
Okay.
All right, so Sunny's, cutting into this area. She's driving pretty recklessly. Her swoop is definitely like pushing the threshold, the limit. And right as it's starting to narrow, this brash son of a bitch passes her flying by. And what does Remy say as he passes Sunny?
He just kind of screams at her like, "Eat my sit spit."
Which in the wind was just... whoop.
Which in the wind was swoop.
But really feels good about it.
So Remy kicks it up into first, and so he flies into first.
Yeah.
With some major successes.
Mechanically, I used punch it for the internet.
Yeah,
Because we cut away when we were talking
Yeah.
about that. And then I used the high G training to take the strain myself instead of the speeder.
Perfect. So you're really feeling the G's, like your stomach churns, which is even worse. I'm gonna make you take 2 strain, not just 1.
Okay.
Because of last night's drinking and Booster Blue and stuff. So your stomach's just churning as you're like really hauling back and feeling the G's.
When it starts to happen, though, Remy just laughs like a madman. He
Starts
just
crying because he still doesn't put his goggles on. Tears streaming out, and he's just scream laughing. Yeah.
You're lucky Remy has a helmet on.
Remy
But
does.
it's backwards. He's so cool. Yeah. So he flies by Sunny, who's just right behind. It narrows down to kind of single swoop. Right behind them is Chev, who gets like Remy cuts off to pull ahead, drafting off Sunny kind of thing. So he probably does like a slingshot off these other 2 knuckleheads.
Like, as soon as they, break apart, kind of, I go in between them and
just drive through the smoke behind Chev's swoop bike. All right, so Chev's in third.
Chev is starting to lose his cool a little bit, coming into the really narrow ravine. So he's gonna throttle it back a little bit, and when he does, his speeder coughs out a big cloud of smoke in the middle of the shift.
Okay, perfect. So he gears down, slowing it down from 4 to 3, and you guys get this giant billow of smoke right in front of you. So we did have 2 failures, but we did have a despair. So let's have you'll be in 4th place, and your action will activate Chad's despair, and Chad's despair will result in a swoop bike with a minor collision but because it is an NPC, we're going to say it's not just a minor collision. Poor Chad eats his racist dust.
Chad, no!
All right, so giant black cloud envelops you.
Rita can't really see because...
Rika.
Thank you. Rita. She goes by both. Rika can't really see because of the black smoke from your braking bike. And
If it wins the race, it doesn't matter.
so she slows down and she also tries to swerve to get out of it, but Chad is behind her and Chad is also swerving and she clips.
She just shoves
She
Chad.
just shoves Chad and we're going into the bottleneck, so good Chad hits
Just
the wall.
like on the forest moon of Endor.
Yep. So here we're flying super speed.
I just kind of look behind me.
Yeah, you hear the Wilhelm scream and a giant explosion.
Which in the wind just sounds like...
Just keep going. But I had to slow down a lot, but I keep going.
Sorry, you racist bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You maybe deserved it.
kind of deserved it. All right. So first explosion. We're gonna cut back to you two guys at the potato bar.
Can't believe they don't have any Kessel Tots.
I mean, we have some Kessel Tots back at the ship if you want some.
know,
We
but
could have
I-
brought some.
I wanted Kessel Tots here.
Well,
What's a day at the races without Kessel Tots?
honestly, I wouldn't know. This is the first race I've been
Well,
to.
let me tell you, Anders. You need Kessel
mean-
Tots at a race.
I had a friend who used to do Nerf racing back on Alderaan.
Nerf
but-
racing?
I mean,
What,
that was...
a race to see who can eat the most hay?
Well, they did put a pile of hay at the end.
That's not racing. That's like rolling cred chips down a hill and seeing which one gets there first.
Anna says, "I love that game."
You've got a lot to learn.
Right. We cut back to something that's not Anders.
Role-playing Ander makes me hate him.
That's funny. Okay. Role-playing Bango makes me hate myself. Okay. All right. So we cut back to the race. I'm assuming. I'm hoping. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
You guys had threat.
We did.
Yes.
Too.
I forgot about that. So the Sand Panthers run this track regularly, and those slimy bastards have set up traps on the track. So during this stretch of the pinch, you guys are going to have to roll piloting checks.
Shoot ass.
Difficulty is equal to the threats.
Okay.
So I think you both had 2 threat on your piloting checks, so you'll each have a piloting check of 2 difficulty.
I still need to roll, right? I did have threat.
Then you would activate a trap as well.
Okay.
How many threat did you have?
I had 1 failure and 3 threat. 3 or 4?
3.
3. Okay. So then you have a difficulty 3 trap to avoid.
Woo!
So you
3
might
purples?
die too. So anyone who succeeds neatly avoids the trap. Okay? Anyone who fails hits the trap and takes a minor collision. Did everybody succeed or fail or anything?
I failed with 3 advantage.
I succeeded.
I had 2 fail and 2 advantage.
Okay.
So I think I die.
So I think because you're an NPC,
What do these
and
traps
an
look
NPC,
like?
yeah.
I think I
you
die,
tell
but I
me
think it looks cool.
what your trap looks like. So a trap springs up, causes
Yeah.
you to die. You know what I okay, if you don't mind me taking
Nope,
it for you.
take it.
It's like the Ewok speeder, the tightrope, right? Just like two sand panthers just pull a rope tight, and you your speeder bike keeps flying, but you don't, right? Just clotheslines
Those
that
poor guys, they just get like lurched into the ravine.
Yeah,
I was gonna
and they
say,
slam into each
can that
other.
be my advantage?
You take them with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have minor criticals. Your ship suffers a critical hit. So go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll it.
That's wonderful. This is...
A 2. Yay! Scratch the paint job.
Yeah. Mechanical stress. Your vehicle or ship suffers 1 point of system strain.
I have high G training, so I actually take it.
Perfect. So what does your trap look like that's sprung?
Bear snake.
I think it's almost like I'm picturing like a rock like swinging
Okay.
down, and so I had to like cut my repulsors really quick
To get
and, like,
really low and
got really low, so I like kind of almost like
And
scraped the
duck.
ground and
Okay.
like it just whooshed
Yeah,
over my
and it
head
just-
barely.
You're just like feeling stressed out. This rock almost
Like,
like
oh
killed
my-
you super hard.
So Chav had one threat.
Okay.
So I think his trap was like an oil spray. So it spritzed him and gotten like his newly amputated
Oh, no.
finger wound. So fortunately he's got like triple eyelids because he's like a mega lizard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he can clear off his eyes really and race fine, but he's like really hurting now because he's got like oil in his.
Perfect. So we'll give him a setback on his next roll, and
She
he's like
had an oil
covered.
spray like in her bike that shot out at him.
As it hit the wall.
Okay, so you have a setback, and you're also like spritzed with black oil. These sons of bitches. Because Chev had no impressions that this was going to be a clean race, but he wasn't
I should
expecting.
have stuck to the legal circuit.
Chev is a big legal circuit racer, all of a sudden. Okay, perfect. We are going to hit the 5th section. So immediately shooting out of this kind of mountainous.
7 sections?
There's 6. Yes. Right, so we were getting really close to the end. You guys definitely feel... You guys have been racing for a couple, like, better part, like a dozen minutes or so. You guys basically... the narrowing crevice, it's like single racers, basically the 3 of you holding in tight. You backed off a little bit because you're getting sprayed and your fingers are ripped off, and it's just not good.
It's not a good
There's 2
race.
giant explosions in the back, and then you're kind of looking ahead, and then the ground just drops out, and you just shooting right out of this mountainous rocket, like just shooting out, right? And your swoop bike is like starting to drop, and you're gonna have to kick in like repulsor lifts at the last second to kind of ease your drop. But the narrow crevasse splits the racers over the top of a ridge into complete nothingness. During the previous leg of the circuit, the racers climbed high above the swamp, and now they find themselves plummeting back to the ground from a surprising height. So your swoops are like already starting to kind of detect that there's no ground there, and they're starting to like kind of recalibrate and stuff like that. So you guys are kind of flying back in, right? You guys are all kind of free falling in this kind of weird way. You're gonna have to like stabilize your bike, prepare to kind of ease your landing and hit it. And like as you guys are zipping, like I said, there was higher winds, and definitely shooting out of here, the winds immediately hit you off to the side, and there's like a flock of these carrion birds flying nearby. So you're like flying through this flock of birds as well. So we're definitely going to have some complicated. What we're going to do is every single person will upgrade a purple to a red automatically, inherently. Okay, so. The drop will just suffer 1 setback due to just the sheer, like, there's no ground below me. This is crazy, right? Like, kind of disrupting you. We're still doing speed based off, or difficulty based off speed, which I believe is 4s and 3s, right? Okay. All right, so as we're free falling, right, the 3 different swoops kind of shoot out one by one. It's Remy, followed closely by Sunny, followed closely by Chev as they shoot out of the canyon. Remy is first, so he's the first to land. However, before we even get to the landing, right, as we're kind of shooting out, this high wind's kicking up, these birds are flying in between us.
So, quickly with these birds, one of them kind of hits Remy in the head, and it knocks his helmet off.
Oh, no.
But Remy has a talent that I made up called perfect hair.
Okay.
So, his hair just looks fantastic.
Perfect.
Coming out of that
perfect
helmet.
hair. It probably was like a 15 experience
He,
point talent. Yeah.
Sweeps
It
his
was
hair.
it was
and
terrible. Yeah.
It
Taking
falls
a bird out of his
perfectly.
face.
And
Perfect. So perfect. I have an idea. Okay. Right. So as your helmet gets knocked off, you kind of look at the camera because it's a really tight shot, and you just smile. Your tooth shines.
This is like the droid camera.
You guys are looking down your data pad, and you're like, oh, that's awesome.
Remy.
Yeah. Anders screenshots it. This is going to be a profile pic on Facebook. Like, it's amazing, right?
Going in the ship scrapbook.
Remy's first swoop race. All right. So right after that, Sunny is coming in hot. She's way too fast. She's jilted because Remy passed her up. But I think what's even worse is that Chev, who's right behind her now, driving a little bit slower, driving pretty reckless. What's Chev doing in
Chad
third?
is very mad. He knows this Sand Panther shooter is responsible for the traps and other problems he's had in this race. So Shav wants to shoot her.
Okay, so Chev draws a blaster pistol. We've already rolled the dice just to kind of streamline this episode. So you gave all safety to the wind coming down on the free fall.
Ended up with 1 success and 1 advantage, I believe.
Well, on your shot, yes, but on your piloting, you ended up with 3 failures. Yeah, 3 failures. So he completely just lets go of his swoop bike. He's not even worried about it right now. He's just a free falling entity. Pulls out his pistol, lines up a very difficult shot. We had a pretty stiff dice pool. Ends up with 1 success and 1 advantage. Shoots her square in the back as he's coming down. She takes some damage. She gets shot square in the back. She has 2 failures, a despair, and 1 advantage. So the failures are going to be that she lets go of the throttle. Her swoop bike drops 2 speeds real quick. The despair is when she lands, she's going to take a minor collision. So we're going to roll this critical hit and see what we get. 60 on the dot, which isn't... that's not chip. Okay. I was like, agonizing wound. No, shield's failing. It has no defense, so then it takes 2 points of system strain, which puts her at her cap. She has no shields, so she is now at 3 strain on her speeder bike. Cool. So, is that pretty much the resolution of the drop? Okay, so I think what we're going to do is cut back to the party, right, in the data pad. Bird knocks off Remy's helmet. There's blaster shots in the back. People are screaming. Birds are cawing. And Remy has that perfect moment looking at the droid. Wall, click. Takes a screenshot. This is going to be on the evening news, for better or for worse.
Oh no!
All right, we cut back.
I mean, the crowd's going wild.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely
everyone that's
you.
not a
Yeah.
That was a
Maybe we won't lose Vox.
We better not.
But I bet money on the other
At this point, the
guy.
goons are just standing right next to you because this race is getting really close. It's neck and neck. They're ready to make sure nothing happens if Remy doesn't win.
Does Vox still have a balloon?
He does. Of course he does. Does Vox still have a balloon? It's the most ridiculous question I've ever heard in all of Star Wars.
Because I want to get Vox away from them.
I don't think that's going to happen, sister. No, not at all. All right, we cut back to the final stretch. It's called re-entry. The final leg of the circuit is another clear, nearly straight run that allows riders to wind their machines all the way out and attempt any last-minute overtaking. Okay, so at this point in time, we are going to kind of line up for this last bit of straightaway. You guys are looking at, I'd probably say it's not a full loop, or maybe it is.
I was like, are they coming back to
Probably
us?
it's like
It's a full loop. Okay, so it's a full loop. They're going to be zipping right across the finish line. And at this point in time, Sunny draws her blaster pistol and she's going to take a shot at Remy. Yeah, she's dropping all pretenses that this is a race. She's not about to let some hot shot that she was talking mad trash to earlier. So you guys land. She drops her speed because she pulls out her heavy blaster pistol and she's going to take a shot at you. So we'll resolve that right now. We did decide that this would be... We made yours an average check. Just 2?
Yes,
okay. So
with a bunch of other stuff.
yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to upgrade it to a red because she just got shot in the back, right? That's just a...
We should be at.
Okay.
Sorry, our dice
You're
are
good, yeah.
full of stuff
So
down here.
she has a purple and a red for bad stuff.
Okay.
This is on her shot?
Yep, this is... I'm going to give her a setback because she is...
Attempting to still fly her?
yeah, she's flying and shooting and all this other stuff. Looking at her stats real quick, she has a 4 in agility, and she has range light 2. So I'm looking at 2 yellows and 2 greens. And, yeah, so that's going to be my dice pool. And I'm going to use a destiny point, flipping from dark to light. I'm going to upgrade this green to a yellow. She really wants to shoot you.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Without your helmet. Right in the back. Okay, so this is definitely going to hit. 100% going to hit. Okay, so that cancels that die that ran away. And so I am left with 2 success, 2 advantage. So this is going to be a heavy blaster pistol. You take 9 damage. Subtract your soak.
So 7 damage.
What does the +1 leather jacket of cool do for soak?
It's not soak. It's straight charm. It's I think it's bonus 3 ranks in charm or something. Yeah. Cool. But we do have 2 advantage. So I'm going to give that on a setback on your next piloting check.
Okay. You just got shot.
Because you just got shot.
Tab
Of
wants
course.
another shot too. He's not done with her.
Okay.
This is just gonna be a gunfight across the finish line.
I don't think Star Wars is any other way, is it? Okay. Because she's shot, she's going to have a little bit more difficulty with her piloting check, though. And same thing would go with Chev.
Okay, so average difficulty?
Yep. So it's going to be a purple and a red, just like she suffered. It's going to be a black because you're or have you, at this point, have you given up all pretenses of racing? Like, are you even going to try and finish the finish line?
He's going to try and finish.
Okay. Then you still have so you have a black, purple, and red for your dice pool.
Okay.
And then she is an adversary,
so mad.
right? She is an adversary, which means you upgrade the difficulty of all combat checks against this character once. So she will boost your second purple to or your 1 purple to a second red.
Okay.
Deal.
Flip a thing to make it a something.
I don't know about Destiny points shooting NPCs with NPCs.
It's kind of a stretch at that point. Oh, that was a despair
get
for
your
a long
piloting roll,
time.
by the way.
Shev failed his shot, by the way.
Okay.
Just 1 failure. That's
Deal.
all.
Then nothing else happens. She is also going to do improved full throttle. Okay, so I'm going to do my quick piloting planetary. Oh, she is not able to do full throttle. Actually, she will just do a regular piloting check then. So unless you muck this up pretty catastrophic, right? You're, yeah.
So I get a yellow for having the 6 leftover advantage, 5 leftover after the cool hair.
Oh, gotcha. Cool.
And I think I want to flip another one.
Okay.
And are we
And win
able
this
to
race?
flip one more to upgrade her to a red or no?
It's different. I mean, so it's like...
Yeah.
Can I get?
Yeah, the force is definitely on your side.
Can
And
I
in
get one
fact,
more purple too?
Yeah, sure.
here's something else that happens too. So you flip 2 destiny points this round. 1 to kind of push you to the limit. 1 because the luck is on your side and bad luck is on her side. In a single flash of a moment, you kind of see this. You're not quite sure. You feel like you haven't had your goggles on, your helmet's off, like you've been driving frantically, like full speed, and your brain is just feeling like stuck to the back of your head. Mm-hmm. But in a moment, as you land, you're getting shot at, the finish line is ahead, you see Dago on his knees with a blaster rifle to the back of his head. And you see this flash of light as he collapses to the ground, this like brief moment, and you're not entirely sure what it means. It's like this: the sun hits you in the eyes as you're coming in the finish line, but you almost somehow like get this terrible feeling, and you see Dago getting shot down like execution style for just a flash of a moment. Roll your piloting check.
Okay, well I get rid of that because of skill jockey, but I'm gonna add one because that was
because
very...
you just shot. In fact, what we'll do is
Wheels?
Can I get 2 yellow?
Too?
no, it is mind's eye. That
It's
was
just
good.
him.
I'm gonna have you upgrade a purple to a red because of that instead of
Okay,
a setback.
instead of that.
Yeah.
Can I get 2 yellow?
No.
These are my checks, so.
Oh,
Here's
I thought you'd already rolled.
So I'll give them to you after my look.
Oh, she is now going.
She's got a red, too. We upgraded her.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right.
Remy is too cool for school.
Yeah, but she got one too.
Triumph to.
2 people, goddamn. What does it
Oh
mean?
my god, dude. This is gonna be a fucking photo finish. Okay. You need 2 yellows. I've got 1 yellow for you here.
Play some 303 now because that's one of their songs.
What is it?
Photo finish.
Oh.
303 song.
We can play about 4 seconds of it.
Photo finish.
That's all you get. Okay. Did you roll yet?
Not yet.
So-
Chav still wants to try to get up to speed 2.
Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna make it 2 purples then.
Okay. Just to see if the maneuver goes off.
Okay.
Or... Because, like, he wants to catch up. He wants to try and finish.
Yeah.
So.
She bumped up to 3.
Okay,
So she went from 4 to 2 with her failure, and then she bumped up to 3 for the final stretch.
Oh, okay.
So you're at 4 though, right? You got it at 4. How many successes do you have? You just
I
go and
have
roll.
4 success, a triumph, and an advantage.
Okay, so you're gonna win the race because I have 4 success and a triumph.
Oh, what?
Meanwhile, Chev is like
Range band 4 though, so that also. Yeah, Chev has 1 failure and 1 advantage.
Okay.
I just killed his car.
So Chev does the classic. Okay, so we're gonna narrate this, but we already know. So first we're gonna start with dead last, right? Or not dead last.
You wanna
You're
clap
still
it out?
alive. Well, I think we're just gonna keep all this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chev, he's shooting. His speeder bike just kind of
It's sparking up
backfires.
now,
It's
like
sparking,
it's-
and it just comes to a dead stop in the middle of the re-entry kind of flatlands. And he's like. He's a good walk from the finish line, right? Like he's gonna have to walk back to his truck or
A
trailer.
mile
whatever.
or two.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, or he's gonna have to do some repairs before he drives home. However, Sonny is shooting at Remy. Remy's kind of just racing full throttle. He's distracted. He's got the sun in his eyes, but he is flooring it. This is for his best friend growing up, his childhood buddy, and your roll was 4 successes, a triumph, and an advantage. So you definitely beat Sonny, who was still going 1 speed slower than you. So there was a chance for me to maybe overtake you if you had rolled bad. But I too ended up with 4 successes and a triumph, but no advantage. So you definitely win. But I'm going to say that she's like right behind you, like catches up.
It's
still
like a
shooting
photo
at you.
finish type of a thing.
She's still shooting at you. At this point, like, you guys see blaster bolts shooting.
Yeah, no, Bruto is like locked and loaded.
At this point, honestly, too, the rest of the people are like looking like this is pretty standard fare for the end of a
The crowd's
speeder.
probably running because we're getting ready to pass the crowd, and she's like shooting sideways, like.
Yeah.
Anything you
Well, she's
shoot
still right behind you. She's shooting you, and this is so like that combat check we did before is like the whole stretch, right?
Okay.
She's like shooting, missing, hits you in the back right as you cross the finish line, right? You kind of ease up off the speeder. You guys kind of zip past, slowing down considerably. Chev is nowhere to be seen. His friends and family who showed up are still watching.
Oh no!
So, all right. So I think with Remy zipping past the finish line, the whole crowd cheering, Vox lets go of his balloon in like this glorious victory celebration. Sunny's coming in hot. She's shooting her blaster pistol at you. As the crowd cheers, the Sand Panther's scrambling, thinking maybe something might be in trouble. Sunny usually doesn't lose, and when she does, she bets big every race, so there might be trouble. And with trouble afoot, we're going to call this a session. Take care. We'll see you soon.
That's how these things always end anyway.
This is part of like
The
the
trick is
underground
whether or not
news is
she
like
continues shooting.
not just who wins, but who wins afterwards.
Now she's just pissed, so she's gonna shoot you again so you die.